guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, this is a weight loss series for me. But yeah, so if you saw last week's, Friday's video, I had two videos out last week, Wednesday and Friday. But Friday, January 1st was my weigh-in, so definitely go check that out if you haven't already. But those that did will know that today's video is going to be about the diet and exercises, but I am actually going to just do the diet today and then the exercises next week because I kind of noticed that this is going to be a little bit of a long discussion and I don't want to make it longer than it needs to be. If you watched my video from February 1st, I did say that I lost the 7 pounds in 2 weeks because I weighed the first week I lost 3 pounds, then the second week I had the bad week, that became the cheat week, and then I gained all that weight plus a pound back, plus a pound back, and then the last 2 weeks I had to lose the weight, so I lost 7 pounds in 2 weeks. So anyway, so I will be talking about how I lost the 7 pounds in 2 weeks. And I'm super excited. Those that follow me on Instagram and Facebook, you kind of get the idea what I've been doing because I'll post about it sometimes and I'll have it like in the hashtags and things like that. So it kind of gives you an idea what I've been doing. But I want to go more in depth. Basically I'm doing the keto diet. I know I've tried to do this diet before and I've talked about it before on this channel about a year ago. And the problem was that I was doing it wrong. I've been doing a lot more research. Before, I didn't think you had to count calories. I just thought you had to count, how many grams of carbs you eat. Crazy with it and didn't think anything of it. And it didn't really work as it should have. And the important thing too I did not know about is macros, which is basically your percentage for your fat, your protein, and your carbs intake. And there are calculators, which I will try to find one and put one in the description. So if you're interested in doing this diet lifestyle as well. And then that will give you about how much, percentage of fat, protein, and carbs that you need in a day. So an average for carbs for people that are on the keto is basically 20 to 25 grams. Right now, mine says 25, but I try to just stay under 25. I try to go around 20. Sometimes I hit the marks. Most of the times I try to stay away as much as possible carbs, so I eat a lot more fat and more protein, and that seems to be working a lot. I was nervous at first, I'm not gonna lie, because to have as much fat as I need, yeah, I was like, because it is a high fat diet, so I'm thinking I'm not gonna lose this weight. I'm gonna feel like crap, but honestly, I felt completely the opposite. I lost 7 pounds in 2 weeks, which I know I could have done more if I worked harder on it. I was kind of like, I don't know, with my workouts the last 2 weeks, I didn't do as much as I wanted to. I did my workouts like every other day or whatever. So I know I could have done a lot better, but it's a new month, so I can do it. 7 pounds is still really good. So basically for like breakfast, I don't even eat breakfast. That's another thing. I do fasting as well. And I start to eat around 1 p.m. and then I stop eating around 7 to 8. So in that time frame, I eat my meals and I don't eat breakfast. I've just never been a breakfast person. So this works out for me. Basically intermittent fasting is where you have a certain amount of time to eat, then you cut yourself off. And then for the rest of the time that you just fast. So basically, for me, true fasting is just drinking water. Other people think, coffee is okay to drink during that time too. I personally don't think so. I think that's breaking fasting, but that's just my opinion. And some people don't agree with me drinking water. Some people think eating and drinking is not allowed during fasting, even water. So everyone has their own opinion on fasting, whatever works for you. But for me, it's just purely drinking water through that whole entire time until I eat again. So, and that seems to help really well. There's a lot of benefits to fasting. There's a lot of good studies out there, so definitely do your research. I also need to make a disclaimer before I go farther into this video. I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a health specialist or anything like that. I've done my own research, just kind of been following other YouTubers that do the keto diet, and there's a lot of good information out there. So definitely, if you're interested, do your own research, you know, but for me, it's proven to me that it works. I'm not gonna lie, the first few days were rough. I craved so much of carbs. Like, I didn't realize how much my body depended on carbs a lot. All I wanted was like cake and sugar, and it's weird because I'm not really like a baked goods kind of person. I've never really been until I was like completely cut myself out of it, and then I'm like, my body went crazy, like I need it, like breads, pastas, cake, sugar, like everything I just wanted. So that was rough for me at first, but now it's become really easy. I found a lot of good recipes too that have helped me give me that sweet tooth. Now I use like stevia and things like that. Try not to do too much of that stuff because that can kick you out of ketosis. I believe it can. From what I've did research, it will still spike your insulin, so you need to be careful on how much you eat on that. So the best thing to do is just stay away from it completely. But for me, I didn't want to go hardcore into this yet because I knew that if I went into it hardcore, I wouldn't stick with it. So I want to ease myself into it. So I've been kind of just substituting, you know, sweets for like sugar-free stuff, which is another thing. You need to look at the labels because they'll say sugar-free, but then they'll have add-ons in it, and it'll, like, the carbs will be crazy on some things. So just look at the carbs and all of that, and the fat, obviously. Count your carbs, your fat, your protein, all of it. You need to make sure that you stay in your macro range to make sure that this will work and keep you in ketosis. Also, it's, like I said, it's best to stay away from sugar-free stuff and stevia things like that, because like I said, it will kick you, it will spike your insulin no matter what. So it tricks the body thinking it's sugar. At least there's been studies on it, and people, you know, I haven't done the strips, like, eventually I think I will buy some just to keep track of my, you know, see if I'm in still ketosis and all of that. So, but other people have, you know, done it and they keep track of all that stuff. So I believe it. It makes sense from the research that I've read. Again, do your own research, you know, and you'll see. But like I said, I'm just easing myself into this, and it's working so far. I'm not craving as much, like the sugary stuff as much as I want it. I do limit myself when it comes to the add-ons like that. Like, for instance, like, either I have two things that I like. So at the end of the day for my dinner, I'll have like a diet cherry Pepsi, just one can with my dinner, or I have my my keto bread loaf that I make, my recipe, which has stevia in it. It tastes a lot like French toast. Sometimes I'll have that with my lunch. So I pick one of the two. I like I said, I try not to overdo the sweetness because I don't want to spike my insulin without it, you know, doing all of that stuff. So I want to try to stay in my range and not mess with my sugars and stuff like that. And so far it's been working really well. Eventually I hope I can just stay away from that stuff, but like I said, it's easier to just ease yourself in. Another thing I've realized too, in the beginning of the month of January, the first 2 weeks, even during my cheat week, I did low carb. So I wanted to ease myself into the keto diet because I knew I relied so much on carbs. So the best way for you, if you feel like you cannot go jump right into it, the best thing to do is ease yourself in by doing the low carb diet first, and then slowly, you know, lower your your macros with your carbs and stuff like that, and that will help you tremendously. It's helped me, and actually helped me with the keto flu. And do more research. There's a lot on the keto flu. Basically, you feel like you have the flu. You feel like you're dying. For me, it lasted for a few days. It wasn't as bad as it was the first time I did this back like a year ago. It was really bad because I just jumped right into it. But this time it was a little bit easier because I think with me just trying the low carb diet first kind of helped me get into the keto diet, so it wasn't as bad. I don't know, there's no research on it, at least I haven't seen anything, but for me personally it did help. So you know, try it out, maybe it'll help you guys. So yeah, that's definitely been a tremendous help, and I believe I'm just gonna stick with this. I call it a lifestyle. I don't really like calling it a diet because then it's just, I don't know, to me a diet is kind of a negative word, so I just like to say lifestyle, life change, you know, whatever you want to call it. I know it's weird, but it works. And I don't know, I feel like I have more energy. The great thing about it too, not great, I describe it in the whole science of it, but basically in a nutshell, to dumbify it, like, it burns the fat that you use, basically giving yourself, like, it's a high fat diet, and you know, with your protein. And it's so important to eat your protein and the fat, because this is what's going to give you energy, because your body is not relying on so much of the carbs, which our body really does rely on a lot of the carbs, like the sugars and things like that, to fuel our body, but unfortunately it does have negative effects. So that's why the keto diet is, or lifestyle is the better way, because it's you're putting in what you're going to be taking out as well. If I am saying it right, I know, correct me if I'm wrong, who's ever really good at this keto explaining. I'm still learning, but from what I understand, that's how I think it works. At least at least it feels like that's what it's doing. I have more energy, I don't feel tired, and boy, can I tell you, like, I have 3 children under the age of 5. Crazy, I know. And one of them is about to turn 1, and he's teething so bad right now. So I don't have any sleep at this time, like the past few weeks. And to be able to have this much energy is crazy, because let me just tell you, I definitely had a hard time getting out of bed before then. Now it's a lot easier. I really do feel like this lifestyle is so much better. All the health issues that I explained in one of my videos, I still have some, I still feel some of it, but it's not as intense as it used to be. Like the heart palpitations, like I would have them like every day, and now it's like hardly there. And chest pain is hardly there. My acid reflux is almost non-existent now. Like everything is starting to turn around, and my body is actually feeling good. Not only just that, my depression, my anxiety, like my whole body, I just feel like it's just cleansing itself. Like everything feels really good. Again, like all the research that I've done has proven this, that it's helped with all this stuff. Again, do your own research. But for me, I don't know, I can testify that this is a life-changing. I just feel so much better, and it's something that I definitely want to stick with, because like it's not only that it's easier for me to lose weight, I feel good, I feel great. You know, little things that would really upset me or hurt me, or, you know, certain situations would just drag me through, and now it's like I can easily just get over it, move on, and just continue with my life, and I'm not as depressed, I'm not tired as much, I can do these workouts better, I can just have a better mindset on everything. So, you know, definitely, if you're interested, definitely do your research, get more into it, get involved, join groups. I know that's helped a lot too, joining a lot of Facebook groups. I don't have Facebook now, but when I was on Facebook, it definitely helped with like the different, especially intermittent fasting. I recommend you with any diet you're doing, do some type of fasting. It really does help with the body. And it just kind of resets everything, and then you just go back into your routine. Well, not in your routine, but you hopefully go back into a better routine, and then it just kind of resets your body continuously. But yeah, I feel like I talked a lot and talking fast, so hopefully you all got that. Again, as I go, I'm just learning more and more, and so hopefully by the end of this year, I'll be able to give you better pro tips about the lifestyle and better scientific stuff. Like right now, I'm just kind of like getting really into it, so just still learning. So just, yeah, do your research if you guys are interested.